Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elder apostles of Yasharallah, Kal Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwa that's keeping the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 25. For I am Yahweh, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word, and will perform it, saith Yahweh power. Now, that script was aimed at Yasharallah, right? The wicked of Yasharallah. But it's relevant for all of the Most High's word. If He said it's going to come to pass, it's going to come to pass, right? And the closer it is to the time of this word coming to pass, it will not be prolonged. And we can see the signs of the Most High's word pertaining to the end times and the events that will be happening in the end times. We see the signs of those things coming to pass. Right? One of the major signs is the mark. Right? Without which you won't be able to buy or sell. So, with that being said, I'm going to let this video play.
There's a supply crunch. I'm sure gas here in the UK is almost impossible to get through, and partly it's, of course, because of Brexit and the lack of drivers. But is this a European/UK energy security problem, and how long can it continue?
Absolutely not. It is a global phenomena, and it's not unique to energy. It's across the entire old economy. Look at trucking in the U.S. These problems were with us long before COVID. You know, we call it the revenge of the old economy. Poor returns saw capital redirected away from the old economy to the new economy. Let me ask you, what do you want to own, a FANG stock or a energy company? The returns in FANGs were much better, so all the capital got redirected to the new economy, choking off the capital that you needed to grow the old economy. Then the COVID surge in demand just exposed all these problems. So it's not unique to Europe. It's not unique to energy. It's a broad-based old economy problem. And the seeds were sowed to this going all the way back to 08, 09, when we saw long cycle capex shunned in favor of short cycle capex. People wanted a quick return, and now you're paying the price for it.
Why have we not invested more in renewables? And again, we're trying to figure out exactly this relationship between renewables and what's going on.
Well, actually, the one sector that we did invest in over the course of the last 5 to 10 years has been in the renewable sector. Many parts of the world, you've overbuilt wind, you've overbuilt solar, to the point that you've ran power prices negative when they try to get onto the grid, because the focus on ESG investing and being green has saw capital go that direction. It's the old economy. So the new economy's over-invested, the old economy is starved. And again, I want to emphasize gas, coal, oil, metals, mining. You pick the old economy, it is severely underinvested.
But Jeff, what you're saying, there needs, in the transition phase, right, these needs to be together. So if we don't enough wind, and if you have intermittent power, then you need some kind of solution.
Exactly.
So that in between you can fuel it with something.
Right, but the problem is the best fuel for that is gas, to deal with the intermittency problem of when the wind's not blowing and the sun's not shining. Now the problem with gas, it is a old economy hydrocarbon-based fuel. It requires investment in E&P companies and the broader old economy, which is, by the way, people want to say this is ESG. I want to emphasize it's bad returns. These companies have not demonstrated good returns for 5+ years. And even if you go back into 10 years, it's been relatively poor. Now, you look at the returns of a Netflix, they're far greater. It's no wonder the capital was redirected. So the only way you're going to see capital go into this sector is you got to get the returns up. You need the prices of these commodities much higher to get the returns sufficiently enough to start attracting capital. Or I guess you can say the hurdle is rising and rising with the green initiative, which means you just got to have higher dirty fuel prices to get the capital to flow. But it is a question of flow of capital, not access.
What is?
All right, so you heard. They villainizing the old economy now, and speaking more so on the new. This world does not understand the position that it's in, right? Because they still sleep. They cannot see that they are in a new world order, right? They cannot see the world that they living in, even though you have the people that operate in this world, that run this world, that are letting you know to your face what time you're in. Our people pay that no attention because they're more focused on being entertained, right? They're more focused on dwelling in pleasure than receiving edification. Right, so this is the book of Psalms chapter 64 and verse 8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. The Most High got these people spilling the beans about their own thing, but our people ain't paying no attention to it. All right, they don't even see that these people have waged war on the old economy because they finna bring in a new digital economy. All right, you best believe all this stuff that's happening around the world, that's by design, man. Ordo ab chaos, order out of chaos. All right, let's see. Let's go to the book of Job. Job chapter 12 and verse 6. It says, the tabernacles of robbers prosper, and they that provoke power are secure, into whose hand power bringeth abundantly. All right. These devils have been prospering, and the Most High has been allowing them to. But the Most High has put these people in a trick bag, the same way he put his people in a trick bag that just don't get it. The 2/3 of the Most High. Most High willing, I'm not in that number. The Most High willing, if you're watching this video and you're hearing these words, you're not in that number either. All right? But the Most High is setting them up for the big fall. He did the same thing to Pharaoh when we were in Egypt. He told Moses to go tell Pharaoh, let my people go. Then said, I'm going to harden his heart. The Most High is he's about to make an example out of all of the people that have oppressed us. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the Book of Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 14. It says, for the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day. In other words, the wicked are hopeless. They have no redemption in their future. All right? And I'm speaking about the people that run this world. I'm talking about Esau. I'm talking about the wicked. Now, of course, the wicked's friends or allies, they're going to suffer too. But after 1,000 years after the judgment of the Most High, they're going to be able to go back into their land. But Esau, the wicked, the beast, all right, the Most High going to make an example out of you, man. That's another reason why these surrounding nations, this going to be their last time operating how they've been operating. Because the Most High going to put the fear of him in the earth. All right? Let's see. Let's go to let's go to 18. Same book, different chapter. All right, chapter 18 and verse 7. It says, "So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemies." All right, the Most High put His word in the mouth of His prophets to be able to go out into the highways and hedges and go out in the airwaves, right, and pronounce His word. Some of those seeds fell on good ground, some of them did not. But for the ones that fell on good ground, right, that salvation is in their future. But as far as the wicked, right, the Most High says before He does a thing, He lets the prophets know, then the prophets go prophesy, then that thing comes to pass. And we speaking about the destruction of the enemies of Yasharallah. All right. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. Chapter 28 and verse 7. "Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears, and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence." And that's what's been happening, right? Since Abba Bivens, bro. Since Nat Turner. That's what's been happening. All right? More so towards Abba Bivens' side than Nat Turner, because Esau stamped that out. So we went through a period of darkness, but the Most High blessed His spirit back on this earth to allow us to know. All right? And what we know is Babylon is falling. But before Babylon falls, these devils are going to introduce something into this world that if you do not take, you won't be able to buy or sell. So that means it's attached to the economy. And what's going on in the world today, the climate of the world today, is to usher that thing on in, right? With as less rebellion against it as possible, right? But the prophets have been prophesying, and it's gonna come to pass. Let's go to the book, same book, different chapter. Chapter 22 and verse 13 in the book of Jeremiah. Says, "Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work." Woe means death and destruction, and that happened to us for over 400 years. All right? Because a lot of people know, they say 1619. Nah, it was going on way before 1619, man. Our brethren, the Northern Kingdom, were over here getting bammed up since the 1400s. Right? And the Most High said death and destruction to those individuals who bammed them up and who bammed us up. All right? Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. And Yahweh Ratazama ended with this. It says, "He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Their plans will not be fulfilled. They're going to get close, but it won't be fulfilled. Right? The Most High says that this enemy is going to fill his belly. His belly going to be almost full. Then he will be brought to destruction. I'm roughly paraphrasing in the book of Job, chapter 20. Right? But at the end of the day, these individuals that are tossing our people's mind to and fro through all of these chaotic events that they've unleashed on the earth, Most High said, y'all got to pay for that, man. Let's go to the, well, I thought that was going to be it. Let me go one more verse, man. The book of Sirach. The book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 10. It says, physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Right? Because the Most High is going to cut out the cancer of the earth. These individuals who introduce death everywhere they go. The prophecies are showing that their time is up. Their kingdom is finished, and they know it. They can see it just like we can. They've been prepping for it. All right? That's another reason why they rallying up for a war. Because what they really want is an army to fight Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai when he comes back. They can't say, well, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is coming back. We need y'all to fight for us. No. They're going to create a chaotic event, crank up a war, and in the midst of that war, Yahweh Shai coming back, man. And they're going to start fighting one amongst another and try to fight him. That's the madness that the Most High has these people mind in. And his people mind, the 2/3 that just don't get it. Right? So at the end of the day, man, Abad Babal, Yahweh Ratazah, meaning Yahweh willing, right? Abad Babal is destroy Babylon. Right? So Yahweh Ratazah, these precepts in this video are edifying. Call Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Harakah Kodash Shalom Yashalom.